Good morning all. Today we are going to discuss the topic about methods and attributes in Java, object-oriented programming in Java. So what is methods and attributes? In Java, classes are made up of attributes, that is nothing but fields and functions. Generally, what is functions? Getting the input and make some operations and give the output. This is functions. In Java, we are call it as methods. Why we call it as methods instead of functions means methods can be declared inside of the class only in Java. We cannot declare any methods outside of the class, so that only we call it as methods. So attributes represents the state or properties of an object. Methods represents the behavior or actions of an object. Together they define how an object works. So understanding both key is mastering the Java OOPS. So what are attributes? Generally attributes are nothing but fields or variables that is present inside of the class, that hold the variables and fields that hold the data that describes the what is object is. So example, name, age, salary. In an employee class, name, age, salary is the fields or variables in class. So attributes can have different access specifiers, which means we already seen about the access specifiers. There are types of access specifiers, that is public, private, default and protected. So that we can have the different access specifiers which can be defined by attributes. So they may be primitive types or objects. So what is the characteristics of attributes is declared inside a class but outside any method, and it can be private, public, protected or default, which is nothing but access specifiers, and the variables either be static or instance. So each object has its own copy of instant attributes used to define the state of an object. And what are the types of attributes means? It's nothing but instance variables, static variables, final variables, transient variables and volatile variables. These are all the types of attributes. So what is instance variables means? It's defined without starting, it belongs to objects. Static variables means declared with static, shared by all objects. So final variables means cannot be changed once assigned. Transient variables means it's not serialized when object is stored. Volatile variables is used in multi-threading to ensure visibility. So examples of attributes in real life is a car is a class means the attributes are nothing but color and model, speed of the car, and brake, accelerator and clutch is the methods of the car. And a student class may have roll number, name and marks. Here roll number, name and marks are the attributes of the student's class. And a bank account number, bank account name, these are all the things which is defined by attributes. Each object has its own attribute values. Attributes brings uniqueness to each object. So what are methods? Methods defines the actions or behavior of a class. It gets some input and makes some operation and give the output. This is methods, which is call it as functions in another language like C, C++ and Python. Here we can call it as methods instead of functions. They are blocks of codes that perform a task. They can take inputs and may return outputs. In between that, it can make some operations for giving the outputs. Example, deposit and withdraw in a bank account. Methods help in reusing code. So what is characteristics of methods means? It defined inside a class, have a name, return type and body. May accept parameters for input, can be static or non-static. Invoked using objects or class name. And what are the types of method means? Instance methods require object to call. Static methods belongs to class called with class name. Abstract methods declared without body, defined in subclass and cannot be overridden. Synchronized methods used in multi-threading. Method parameters is parameters allows passing values into methods defined inside parentheses of a method, can be primitive or object type. Java uses pass by value for method parameters, makes methods flexible and reusable. Method return type. A method can return a value to the caller. The return type is specified before method name. Void means to return value. Return values can be primitive or objects. Return keyword is used to send data back. Method overloading. Two or more methods with the same name but different parameters. This is method overloading. Thank you.